Well, hi there. Welcome to the first video of the year. It's 2025, and I see that soul singer Ruby Turner has been packed back into her crate by boogie woogie pianist Jules Holland, which means that she's going to be ready for next year's Hootenanny, which means it's definitely January. So it's January. It's the first video of the year. What's it going to be about? Well, we're going to talk about last year's year in review. We're going to set some goals up for this year. So we set ourselves 4 goals, and they were 1, to kickstart Windbreaker, and we failed. We failed big time on that one, and this is sad because it meant that Windbreaker was delayed this release because I had to physically save up cash to get a print done. As it was sort of September, pretty much almost the end of the year. By the time we got that done. So yeah, not the best way to start a year. But the next goal we set ourselves was to have something in DUI3, which we did. We got a 3-page story called ComicHaus in. And it was an interesting stylistic change. We went more sketchy and pencily, so that was great. Yeah. So the third one was to do some drawing challenges, and actually we did 2. So we started off with Kaijun in June, surprisingly, and that was a brilliant experience. We were working on art cards, so trading art cards. Is a half decent paper stock. We've got some ink on there, put some watercolor on there, and we had a daily sort of prompt, and we knew what they were in advance, and we could get one of these done in like an hour and a half, which is brilliant, which meant you start the day before your day job, you pencil and ink the thing, you put it to one side, and then it gives you an hour at lunchtime to do wash and or watercolors, and just a great experience. I want to do it again this year. The other art challenge we did was Hauntober, and the problem with Hauntober was it was run by some group called Character Cues. On Twitter, they would come up with daily character design cues, which you could then use to design your own characters. So far, so good. Well, they put out a prompt list for, it would have been October, and we started drawing it, and then they threw their toys out the pram and left Twitter for blue sky. And they did this halfway through the challenge, which I was uploading and tagging them in every day. So when they left, there was no way to tag them. So I stopped uploading them to Twitter. There was no point. Instead, we combined a week's worth of art into a video, and we put up like 4 videos or so. So that drawing challenge wasn't as fun as the Kaiju one, but there we go. And the final goal that we set ourselves was to write the script for the next Eniekey press book. And that one, I'm going to say partial win. We have a 40-page script roughed out. The last 10 pages need some work. Like, we're going to sort of refine the pages and things like this. And then we're good to go. We're good to go. We're already starting pre-production, because we've got 30 odd pages of script to work from, which is good. So yeah, other pluses for the year, I'm calling it tabling opportunities. We only went to one convention, but we did table at lots of other places, and they were all great experiences. We might not have sold lots, but we sold stuff. So I think this is great. Yes, I mean, all this is overshadowed by the failure of Kickstarter, which really sort of dented my confidence, I suppose, and slowed things down. In any case, let's look at how well we did last year, shall we? I'm just going to bring up the spreadsheet. Okay, so here's the production chart for last year, for 2024. And if you're interested, there's a link in the show notes below where you can get your own production chart and fill it in for yourself. as you can see, first up we've got Windbreaker, with 32 pages of Windbreaker. That's all done and dusted. Hooray! Next up, we have got the Folk Horror Project. That's 8 pages. It's all done. It's just not published yet. That's due to be published later this year. Okay, so in amongst that, there's also the Beast horror comic that I wrote. Well, I started writing it, and we got to a thumbnail stage, and we sort of mothballed it. Maybe we can resurrect that one this year. And next up, we have some comic jams. Now, I did 10 comic jams this year, but we have the last comic jam we did for the year had 2 pages. This is unprecedented. Well, it's not unprecedented, but it's not usual. A lot of the main point of a comic jam piece is should be a 1-page piece that's easy to make, and that wasn't, so that's not great. Next up, we've got Kaijun. There you go, all of Kaijun, 30 days of that. Finally, next up, we've got Lucky Stick. It's a 3-page story for a fanzine. It's done. It's with the editor. It's with the editorial team. Art production deadline was or is end of this month, with a soft sort of boundary of beginning of February. I believe it actually goes to print later this year, I think June. Then finally we have Hauntober, and we have 31 days of that. And if we look at the stats, we can see that we have produced 118 pages worth of comics, of which 105 were published. We produce roughly 8.7 pages a month, which works out as 0.16 pages per week. Let's just compare that with last year, shall we? Here is last year. This is for 2023. If we look at 2023, there it is. 8.3 pages, 0.16 pages a week. So statistically, we're roughly the same as we were in 2023. But here's the thing, you can see across the bottom here, I've got 2024, 3, 2, 1, and there's one there for 20. We've got 5 years worth of data. We've got enough that we can make a dashboard. So let's have a look at the dashboard, shall we? Look at this for some graphs. Everyone loves a graph, and I think these graphs tell a good story. Here we can see 2023 has been our most prolific year to date. You can see it here, look. There, but 2024 ain't no spring chicken either. Look at this. We're better than 2022. We're not as good as 2023, but we're not bad. So this is pretty good. Let's look at the longest and shortest projects of all time, and for this last year. So for 2024, the longest project was 207 days. 207 days, and that's Windbreaker. The delay from was caused by having to save the cash up to do a physical print run. And our shortest project is a day. So it's basically any like Inktober prompt or Kaijun prompt, things like this, or Drawlerine. It's all there. That's our shortest pages. Here we can see pages produced per month, week, and just published and printed. We can see that pages produced is dropping slightly, but consistently we're still consistent with the yellow and green band about how many pages we're making a month. This is the number of pages per project. I would discount 2021. There is no way we made 75 projects. There's something going on there. I suspect we are oh no, we could have done. We made a load, and I mean a load, of mini comics that year, I believe. 26 mini comics plus 2 issues of Space Crash. Yeah, that could work. That could work. So there we go. There's our stats. Okay, so what about the goals for 2025 for this year? What's our new goals? Well, first up, we're getting a new Eniekey book out. We've got a script. It's 10 pages from complete. It's going to be 40 pages unless we decide to add some more. We are in pre-production at the moment. We're about halfway through the character design process for the new characters in this book. It's going to be very exciting, and we'll talk about that next video. Also, goal for this year, we want to do some art challenges. I love an art challenge, they're great. I love doing Kaijun, but Kaijun's a very busy time of year, and I'd much rather defer things like Kaijun and March of the Robots or Mermaid towards the end of the year. So I'm tempted to get a couple of art challenges prompt lists and say, I'm going to do that one in November, or do that one in December, whatever. Tailoring opportunities. We talked about them earlier, and we want to set up at least 3 or 4 opportunities to table this year. And this ties into the next 2 goals, which we're sort of lumping together, which is streamlining production. We did a few videos end of last year talking, introducing some software tools which we've developed. Still develop some new ones, and we'll make some videos about that. And we'll probably take those videos and presentations to something called OggCamp, and we can talk about that at another time, which is a tech conference. And there might well be an opportunity to table there. So that could be really great. We've also got a couple of hardware projects to do this year. There's at least one hardware project, and we need to make a new display stand for Space Crash because it fell to pieces this year. It is broken. I can't fix it. We're looking into making a smaller footprint and a higher stack, a higher shelving, so it takes less space upon the table and should fit inside the crate a lot easier. So there we go. We've talked for nearly 12 minutes or so, and yeah, these videos always seem to sort of pan out a bit longer than you think. Yeah, 2025 is here. Let's get started. In the meantime, join me next week, and we'll start looking at pre-production and how we're organising that. In the meantime, take care and see you in the next video. Okay, bye now.